All right, this week for OT, I am going to do a few activities. Again, these are things that do not involve a lot of materials. These are things you probably have laying around your house. So we're going to work on some hand skills today. I don't have a craft or anything like that. We're just going to work on using our hands and our fingertips with more skill. And so to do that, we're going to use some small manipulatives. For mine, I just chose to pull out about 10 pennies. And a pencil. All right, so you can find whatever you have. If you don't have pennies or coins laying around the house, small beads or other little things, bingo chips, pegs, anything small that you can pull out just to use in your hands, to manipulate in your hands a little bit. So we'll use that. And then we're going to do a few things with the pencil as well. First, we'll start with the coins though. So we're going to do a little bit of in-hand manipulation. And what that means is working with small items inside your hand, okay? And so what this does for us is it helps us to build a little bit of strength in the hand, helps us to use our fingertips, and also to do this cupping motion in the hand where we have to cup the hand from side to side and from front to back in order to bring our hands together to sort of hold things like a ball or a pencil or a crayon or other tools. So these are good skills to practice. And to do that, we're going to use some coins. So we're going to practice picking up these coins one at a time and try to hold them inside our hand and not drop any, okay? And if you drop them, that's okay. Just keep trying and start over. And we're going to see how many we can get in our hand without dropping them while still holding on to them, okay? And we're going to pick them up with our fingertips, okay? So we're going to use our pinching fingers to pick them up. So let's start. Let's pick up these pennies one at a time. I'm going to pick them up, and as I pick them up, I'm going to move them into my hand. See how I moved it into the palm of my hand? And I'm holding on to it with these other fingers, okay? So I'm going to use my pinching fingers to pick them up one at a time and move them to my hand, okay? There we go. I got 3 and 4 and 10. Okay, so I have all 10 in my hand. Now here's the tricky part. I'd like to put them down onto the tray again, one at a time, without dropping them, okay? So that means I need to move them from the palm of my hand to my fingertips without using my other hand, okay? So let's see if I can do that. I'm gonna try to work them out to my fingertips like this and put them down on the table. You might wanna turn your palm over so that your palm up, if that's a little easier, if you need to make it a little easier for yourself or your child. Okay, so I'm gonna move those pennies out to my fingertips, and I kind of use my thumb and my index finger more, my pointer finger, and I'm using my thumb to push them out to my fingertips like this without dropping the rest, okay? Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can turn your palm over because it's a little harder to hold on to those pennies in your palm with them facing the ground, right? So I'm going to try to work them out to my fingertips and put them down one at a time. Again, if it's easier, go ahead and turn your palm over this way, work them out to the fingertips, and then put them down one at a time, nice and controlled, okay? Work them out to my fingertips and put them down. Work it right out and put it down, okay? You can try that with both hands, okay? That's a little tricky. So again, I'm not gonna spend too much time doing it. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna try it with my left. It's a lot harder with my left hand, and that's okay. It's good to challenge ourselves every once in a while. I'm picking them up and I'm stashing them in the palm of my hand, okay? Same thing, okay? And just to save some time, I'm going to put them down. You get the idea. We're going to put them down one at a time, okay? The other thing we can do is use a pencil. Do some plain old hand warm-up exercises, okay? So we're going to focus on writing a little bit and the other activities that I put out. And so we're going to focus on holding the pencil and using our hands with skill to use the pencil. So one of the things that we can do, and I've seen these called pencil pushes or pencil pokes, and you're just going to hold your pencil on a nice tripod grasp using 3 fingers to hold the pencil, and these other 2 fingers are going to get tucked away into the palm. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull all the way in with our pencil and poke it out. Pull all the way in and poke it out. All the way in and poke it out. In and out. We're poking with the pencil. We're pushing with the pencil. Okay, we can do that 5 or 10 times. And we can even do that in the other hand. We can do our little pushes with our pencil, moving those fingers in and out, in and out. It's a lot harder with that hand that you don't normally write with. Okay, Next thing we're going to do is we're going to just pinch this pencil and we're going to twirl it around. And again, we're going to try to use just these 3 fingers to do it, okay? These other fingers don't really have a job when we're writing except to tuck away in the palm. So we're going to try to use just these 3 fingers, and we're going to twist that pencil around and try not to drop it. We're going to go around and around and around. And then we can stop and we can go back the other direction, maybe 10 times or so. Around and around and around, just using those 3 fingers if we can. And again, we can switch to the other hand and try that. That's a little harder in the hand that you don't normally write with, and that's okay. It's a good little challenge. And going nice and slow and steady is okay. If that's hard, go nice and slow like this. And if you get pretty good at it, you can speed up and go a little faster. And then we can stop and we can go back the other direction. And if that's hard, go nice and slow and steady. Being real careful with those movements, okay? Another thing we can do with the pencil is we can put it down on the tabletop or the tray, and we can use our fingers and we can walk all the way up the pencil. I like to use just these 3. And we kind of inch them down and walk all the way down the pencil and walk all the way back up the pencil. I can use my other hand and try that. Harder with that hand. All the way up, and all the way down, and all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. It's pretty good. All right. You can also do it 1 finger at a time. It's kind of easier to start by the tip. Roll it back and forth with each finger. And try not to drop it. Whoop, almost dropped it. There you go, I caught it. Just like that. See if I can do it with my non-dominant hand. It's a little more tricky, rolling it back and forth and back and forth. Just some pencil and hand exercises to get used to manipulating that pencil well. The other thing I like to do is picking it up correctly, okay? So a lot of the times we have our pencil and it's on the desk just like that, and I need to know how to pick it up correctly. And I've heard a lot of teachers say pinch and rest, and I kind of like that. So I pick up the pencil by pinching it. I use these fingers to pinch, right? And then I kind of have to flip the pencil over into my web space here to rest it there. But I'm going to try to do that with just 1 hand, okay? So I'm going to pinch, and I'm kind of going to use my other fingers to move that pencil and flip it over right into my web space, just like that. Let's try that again. So I'm going to pick up the pencil, I'm going to pinch it, and I'm going to flip it into my hand and rest it in place. I'm going to do that a bunch of times. Pick it up, flip it, rest it. Pick it up, flip it, rest it. Let's see if I can do that with my left hand. Pick it up, flip it, rest it. Pick it up, flip it, rest it. So you can even come up with some other ways to use your pencil by rolling it, by spinning it, by twisting it, by walking your fingers up and down the pencil. You can walk them all the way out to the end, and you can walk them all the way back. It's all good practice for using those fingertips and getting these other fingers that don't really have a great job using the pencil out of the way into the palm of the hand. And that kind of gets us ready to do some writing. All right, so practice those this week. When you have a little bit of spare time, when you're working on writing this week, I want you to try to use that pencil with a nice grasp, with a good mature grasp, and practice using your fingertips to manipulate some small items this week. While you got those coins out, I know my sons like to do this, see if you might be able to actually stand one up on the table as well. Oh, look at that, it's even rolling away. See if you can stand it up. Oh, my tray is crooked. Look at that. I rested against the pencil. Let's see if we can do a penny. Ooh, pennies are a lot harder. Bingo. All right, have fun with these activities this week, and have fun with the rest of your schoolwork too. Bye.